How do you actually know that your body has switched over to burning fat instead of sugar? Well, it's not always obvious, unfortunately. You won't wake up one day in full fat burning mode with a flashing light saying congratulations, but your body does show subtle signs. And no, you don't need to be doing hardcore keto or measuring every single macro. These signs can show up way sooner than you think, even if you're just starting to improve your metabolic health. I'm Kait, a nutritionist who specializes in insulin resistance and blood sugar control. I have helped hundreds of clients switch from being sugar burners to fat burners using simple, sustainable strategies. And in today's video, I'm going to walk you through 5 subtle signs that your body has made the switch. Plus, how you can track your fat burning in real time using a continuous ketone monitor from SciBio. So let's get straight into it. Sign number 1 is morning breath or a dry mouth. You know that slightly weird dry mouth feeling you sometimes wake up with? Maybe your breath smells just a little bit off, not bad necessarily, but slightly metallic. That might actually be your first subtle clue that your body is burning fat instead of sugar. Here's what's going on. When your body starts breaking down fat for fuel, whether from fasting, cutting carbs, or just becoming more metabolically flexible, it produces ketones. These are tiny energy molecules that your liver makes from fat, and one of them is acetone. Unlike other ketones, acetone doesn't get used by your cells. Instead, your body gets rid of it. And one of the main ways it does this is through your breath. So when you're in a mild state of ketosis, especially after overnight fasting, you can sometimes smell a faintly metallic scent on your breath in the morning. It's not bad breath from poor hygiene. It's literally a sign that your body ran on fat overnight. And if you've also noticed a dry mouth, this can partly be due to the fact that ketones increase fluid loss. When you're burning fat, your insulin levels drop, which causes your kidneys to release more water and sodium. And that's why it's important to stay on top of hydration and electrolytes if you're going lower carb or fasting more regularly. So the bottom line, if you're waking up with a dry mouth and your breath smells a little bit off, especially if you've been eating cleaner or extending your overnight fast, this can mean your metabolism is shifting gears. Now, it's important to note that the more fat adapted you get, this tends to go away. So usually only people who have just started becoming more metabolically flexible, who have just started switching from being a full-blown sugar burner to a fat burner will experience the symptom. This isn't a side effect that you're going to have to put up with forever because I know bad breath, not something that any of us want, but don't worry. You're not going to be stuck with it. Sign number 2 is that you can go hours without getting hungry. Picture this. You look up from your laptop and it's already 2:30 in the afternoon. You ate breakfast at 8, you had nothing but water since, and you're still perfectly focused. That quiet stomach is a metabolic clue. When your body relies on glucose, you burn through it quickly. Insulin rises, blood sugar drops, and hunger hormones like ghrelin start yelling for a snack every 2 to 3 hours. As you shift into fat burning mode, insulin stays lower. Your liver turns store fat into ketones, and those ketones feed your brain and muscles for longer stretches. Research shows that when insulin is suppressed, leptin signaling improves, which helps your body feel fed, even when you're using your own body fat. So if you suddenly realize that you didn't have your mid-morning snack and you feel totally okay, this is a good thing. It's not about willpower, it's about chemistry working in your favor. Sign number 3 kind of ties in with number 2, and that's no more energy crashes. A lot of people experience a slump mid-afternoon. They feel like they need sugar and caffeine. If that crash has quietly disappeared, your fuel source has probably switched. Glucose is like kindling. It flares up fast and burns out fast. Fat is more like a slow-burning log. So yes, there are times where quick energy from carbohydrates is beneficial, specifically during high-intensity sports. But for day-to-day living or people who aren't athletes, fat is a more efficient energy source. You don't need those quick bursts, and they can actually be harmful. With fat metabolism, your blood sugar curve flattens. Cortisol stays steadier, and your mitochondria gets a constant supply of energy from fatty acids, which means more consistent ATP. In plain English, your cells are not begging for a top-up every few hours. So your focus and mood stay level. A lot of times when people feel hangry, this is due to a blood sugar crash. But if you're burning mainly fat and not having these big swings in blood sugar, then you're not going to experience this hanger. Sign number 4 is fewer cravings for refined carbs and sugar. Most cravings are not due to weak will. They are your body's cry for quick fuel. As soon as your body trusts that fat is available, those alarms quiet down. Lower insulin lets stored fat out of your cells. Dopamine responses to sweet tastes diminish, and your taste buds actually recalibrate. You'll be able to walk past a bakery or a vending machine and not feel that desperate need to buy something. That is leptin and insulin finally sending accurate signals to your brain's reward center. If you notice salty or protein-rich foods sound better than cookies, your metabolism is voting for nutrient density over quick sugar. And finally, sign number 5 is that your ketones start to rise. Subjective signs are great, but nothing beats hard data. Once your blood ketones climb above 0.5 millimoles per liter, you're officially making and using ketones, which means fat is being mobilized. Now, personally, I've been using SciBio's KS1 continuous glucose monitor to track my ketones in real time. It sits on the back of your arm like a CGM, pairs with the app, and shows minute-by-minute ketone trends. I can see a spike after an overnight fast, a dip if I have a hard, high-intensity workout, and the bump back up when I refeed with fat and protein. No finger pricks, no strips, you don't even have to scan the device. Just a clean data stream. This is a fantastic tool for anyone who's trying to improve their metabolic health. If you're trying to balance your blood sugar, reverse prediabetes, type 2 diabetes, or insulin resistance, if you have PCOS, or if you're struggling with weight loss and can't figure out why you're not burning fat. This can give you valuable insights into what helps you burn fat and what might be working against you. SciBio ships to most countries, and if you want to save 15% off your first order, make sure to use code KATE15 at checkout. You can head to healthcoachkait.com/SciBio to check them out. Okay, we've covered quite a bit in today's video, but let's quickly recap the 5 subtle signs that your body is burning fat and not sugar. Sign number 1 is that you have morning metallic breath. Sign number 2 is that you can go longer in between meals. Sign number 3 is that you have steady energy all day long. Sign number 4 is almost zero sugar cravings. And finally, number 5 is you see an increase in your ketones. These are 5 powerful signs that your body is tapping into fat stores instead of sugar. Pay attention this week and see if you notice 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe all of these signs. But even 1 or 2 can mean you're on the right track, and you can feel good knowing that your efforts are paying off. Now, I want to hear from you guys. Do you notice any of these signs regularly? How long have you been fat adapted, or is this something that you've just started trying to do? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you want to track your ketones in real time, make sure to check out SciBio's KS1 continuous glucose monitor. Again, that link will be in the description box down below, and use code KATE15 to save 15% off your order. Thanks guys for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!